Amber Rudd always strikes me as a very efficient political manoeuvrer, and she's done it again on the pages of The Independent. So rather than saying that Boris Johnson is a liar, and having read his book, she is suggesting that he's got more of a split personality. And she draws a very interesting portrait. Her characterization, reminiscent of her quip that Boris was the life and soul of the party, but not safe in taxes, captures his contrasting personas vividly. Her reflections on his memoir, Unleashed, paint a picture of Boris as more of a cartoon character than a serious chronicler of his own political career. Her depiction suggests a duality in Johnson's self-presentation. He alternates between the bombastic caricature and the occasionally sincere statesman, leaving us questioning which side is genuine, or if indeed a real Boris actually exists. I don't think she can be any doubt at all that his memoir is beautifully written. But the content of it, the facts, it seems to oscillate between self-congratulatory anecdotes and moments of feigned gravitas, making it difficult to discern whether he views his political legacy with seriousness or as some sort of performance. Rudd likens his writing to the pages of the Beano, with exaggerated triumphs and a sense of spectacle that feels detached from reality. Indeed, Johnson casts himself as the hero of Brexit, glorifying his dazzling genius while barely acknowledging the efforts and the sacrifices of others, such as his former colleagues. This self-centered narrative reinforces Rudd's point. Johnson is more committed to building the myth of Boris than providing a truthful account. I don't think it's the Beano that he's emulating. I think it's was it back in the jug again? I think he sees himself as Molesworth. Rudd also notes Johnson's disdain for Theresa May. Well, in that I agree, reducing her to caricatures with a tinge of misogyny, while the contributions of figures like Dominic Cummings are minimized to mere footnotes. He was hardly a footnote. He ploughed through number 10 as if he owned the place. Despite Johnson's attempt to diminish these figures, Rudd reminds us that it was May's leadership, not Johnson's bravado, that steered the UK through critical moments like the Skripal poisoning response. Ultimately, Rudd suggests that Unleashed offers little in the way of profound political insight. Instead, it reveals Johnson's lack of foresight and his obsession with personal aggrandizement. His legacy, as painted by Rudd, is not of a statesman who united a nation, but of a man who revelled in division. Johnson's memoir seems to reaffirm that he is less a leader than a performer, donning whichever mask suits the occasion and leaving us to wonder if there is any real substance behind the mask, beneath the act. Is there any real Johnson that's ever going to poke out? I think probably not. Whatever Johnson there was has been sprayed on the sofa.